Hi, happy, what is it? Wednesday? Okay, happy Wednesday. I had to think about that for a minute. We have Hava joining us here. So today we're going to talk about have and has. Um, so this, and we will be coming back to talk about am, is, are as we move forward. We're going to kind of mix in have and has though as we go. So have and has, we use this a little bit to talk about family. So we're going to talk about some other things we can use this for. So have and has. We use have and has in English to talk about a few different things. And there are more things than just what's on this list, but we're just going to mention three. We use it for possessions, so things we buy or rent or things we are given. So we can say I have, let's say I have a pillow, or I have a chair, so things we bought. Things we rent, I have an apartment. I don't own the apartment, but I pay rent for it, so I could say I have an apartment. Also things we are given, so things like gifts, for example. So a present, for example, something somebody gives to us. So maybe for your birthday, if you got a present for your birthday, let's say you got a book, you could say, I have a book, even though that book was a gift. We also use it for qualities or things from nature. So when we're telling more about something, maybe telling what it looks like. When I say things from nature, I mean things like eye color, hair color, those sorts of things. And we're going to talk about that a lot in this slideshow. And then also family and relationships, which we have seen a little bit of already. So first we're going to just start with have and has. So feel free if you want to say this with me. So I have, you have, he has, she has, it has, we have, they have. So with have, we use I, you, we, and they. So I have, you have, we have, they have. And with he, she, and it, we use has. He has, she has, it has, like that. So I'm just going to give you a few examples of possessions. So things we buy, things we rent, things we are given as presents, as gifts. So I'll give you a few examples here. We will not focus on possessions today. We're going to focus more on things like qualities, things from nature, and family, which is what we have been talking about this week. So we will talk about all those things, but I wanted to give you some examples of this. So examples, I have many grammar books. You have a bike. She has a small apartment. He has milk. We have pencils. They have glasses. And now that you've heard that one time through, I'm going to read those all again. If you would like to read them with me or to say them after me, I will leave a small pause. If you would like to say the sentences after I say them. So let's read these again. So our examples, I have many grammar books. The second one, you have a bike. The third one, she has a small apartment. The fourth one, he has milk. The next one, we have pencils. And the last one, they have glasses. So we're going to go ahead and go to the next slide. So qualities, things from nature. We will spend some time with this today. We will also get some new vocabulary for this today. So qualities, things from nature. So we will be using some adjectives today. So we're going to be using color adjectives, words like long, short, curly, words that tell us more about the different things we're going to talk about. Mostly we will talk about hair. We'll talk a little bit about eyes. We'll read some colors. So the examples here. So again, with this one, I'm going to read this through. Just because we will talk about this so much, I won't read it a second time. I'll just read it one time so you can hear it, because we will practice with these sorts of things a lot today. So examples, I have brown eyes. You have long hair. He has green eyes. She has black hair. We have short hair. They have curly hair. And if you see some of these words in here and you're not quite sure what those mean, that's okay. We're going to go over these. So sorry, the picture itself is a little blurry, but I thought this was the best one. So eye colors. Eye colors. So I'm going to read each of these 2 times. And then after I read each one 2 times, I will talk about the eye color a little bit. So first one, hazel. Hazel. Gray. Gray. Black. Black. Brown. Brown. Blue. Blue. Green. Green. Excellent. All right. So I think most of these we can see the colors, so that makes it a little easier. So one thing I wanted to say about hazel. So for hazel, hazel is green and brown together. So this is when you have both colors in your eye. So when you have brown and green, both of these two right here, if you have both of those colors, you can say your eyes are hazel right here. I know here the gray and the blue look a little bit close. Gray, for example, let's see, do we have examples of gray? This is kind of gray. So this thing behind me, that's pretty gray. A better example of blue maybe might be if you look down at the bottom, that little stripe right there, blue. So I know those look a little bit close. They are different colors. You can add the words dark or light to your colors. So you could say, for example, light brown if it's a light color, or you could say dark brown if it's a dark color. So just to show you some examples, we're gonna hop out of here real quick. We're gonna go on a little journey on the internet. So let's just look at, for example, light blue versus dark blue. And we're gonna go to images right here. So this is just an example. So this right here we go. So this would be light blue, and I'm gonna go back to the slide and type in the word light for you. This is light blue, and this is dark blue. This we could call medium. Medium, so it's in the middle, right? So it's not light, it's not dark, it's somewhere in the middle. So let's go back to our slide and we can go ahead and just go ahead and type this in. So we could say light, medium, and dark. And anytime we're thinking about colors, this is true. So a lot of times you'll see this with hair when we're talking about hair colors. So there could be light brown, medium brown, dark brown for your hair colors. And again, just to show you on here, this is light, light, light blue, medium, medium, medium blue, dark, dark, dark blue, like that. So we're gonna go back to our slideshow, jump back into present mode. I'm gonna move my face. So like this blue right here, that's a very light blue. Maybe you have medium blue eyes, maybe you have dark blue eyes. There's different shades of the colors. All right, oh, gonna move my face again. All right, so hair color. We're gonna talk about hair color. So we have black hair, brown hair, brown hair, blonde hair, blonde hair. We got two more. Red hair, red hair, gray hair, gray hair. Now, one thing I'm going to say about red hair, it may look orange. So if you're good with colors and you know, hey, that looks kind of orange, we usually don't say orange when we talk about people's hair. We will say red, even if it looks a little bit orange. So we call this red hair. Gray hair right here, you could also have, so sometimes older people will have white hair. We could say, for example, I'm going to use my dog. Here's Hava. Well, she's kind of blonde, but she has white hair. We could say she has white hair. Technically white fur. I know she didn't want to be in this video today. She does want to cuddle though. So Hava here, she has some blonde. She also has white hair. So gray hair, another word you might see. Some people will have white hair too. So if you see their hair and you say, it's not quite gray, it's white, it's okay to say white hair. Thank you, Hava. She's sitting in her dog bed now. She's a little bit mad at me. Hair types. So we're going to cover 3. So hair types, we have straight, wavy, and curly. So straight when your hair goes straight like this, wavy when it kind of waves like this, and then curly like that. So let's say those again. Straight, wavy, curly. I'll say them one more time, a little bit slower, trying to remind myself to slow down when I do these. Kind of new to all this. So straight, wavy, curly. Yeah? All right. Next slide. I know lots of new, maybe new words, maybe old words, maybe review words. Could be a mix. Hair length. So this is how long your hair is. Some of you might have noticed my hair is very short right now. It's warm, so I decided to cut it short. So first one we have is short hair, medium length hair. I'll say this one 2 more times because this one's a little hard. Medium length hair. Medium length hair. Yeah. And then long hair. Long hair. So we have short hair, medium length hair, and long hair. And you might say, okay, all this is great, but what does this have to do with have and has? Well, anytime that we want to talk about our hair or our eye color, for example, we're going to use have or has. So I'm going to take you, before we go into family relationships, I'm going to take you back a few slides. So I could say, let's say, okay, so I said earlier, I have brown eyes, right? I have brown eyes. I have medium brown eyes. If I want to tell you my eye color, I can use have. I'm going to teach you another way to talk about eye color. I know some of you might be saying, but I can use are. You're correct. We'll get there. First, though, using have and has, I have brown hair, right? I have brown hair. I have straight hair. I have straight hair. I have short hair. I have short hair. Now, there are other ways we can talk about our hair, our eyes. We'll get to that as we come back to using am, is, are, and we'll talk about that a little more later in this lesson. We will need to talk about possessives. Again, that's all coming. We're going to finish up have and has for right now, though, with family and relationships. Just a few examples. We've seen this before a little bit on our previous slideshow. So family relationships, I have a family. You have a sister. She has 2 brothers. He has an uncle. We have 3 cousins. They have a son and daughter. Right, so this is what we went over in the past few days. We talked about have and has with families. As we move forward, we really only work with have. We'll start to work with has. We'll work that in more, so never fear there. We're going to move on to possessive pronouns. So if you were looking at the hair and saying, well, I could say I have brown hair, or my hair is brown, both of those would be correct things to say, and they have the same meaning. To say the second one, my hair is brown, we need something called a possessive pronoun. Possessive pronoun. So our possessive pronouns, they are also called possessive adjectives. You can see this right here. They are my, your, his, her, its, our, your, and their. So I'm going to say that again. If you want to say those with me or say them after me, I'll leave a little pause. So the first one, my, your, his, her, its, our, your, and I'll wait for that to disappear. Almost. And the last one, we'll see the spelling in a second, there. There. So let's read that one more time. My, your, his, her, its, our, your, their. So these are our possessive adjectives. Yeah. So these go, so you'll see over here, these are subject pronouns. So we've seen these before. So I, you, he, she. What is different about subject pronouns and adjective pronouns is that subject pronouns can be by themselves at the beginning of a sentence. For example, I have brown hair. So I'm going to pop out of this. I'm going to type this. So let's just make another slide. So for example, I'll put it up here. I have brown hair. This is a subject pronoun right here. It can be by itself, it can be the subject, and it comes at the beginning, the start of our sentence. Let's type another sentence. My hair is brown. My hair is brown. So here is a possessive adjective. So you'll notice a few things about this. So first, there's a second word that comes after it, hair. So possessive adjectives need a noun friend. They need a noun friend to work with anytime they're in the subject position. They can come in any other place, in other places in the sentence, but they will always need a noun friend to work with. So here, the noun is hair. And possessives, you might ask, what is possessive? So let's type that question. So what does possessive mean? So what does possessive mean? Possessive tells who something belongs to / who has something. So if I say I have brown hair, I possess, it belongs to me because it's my hair, right? My hair, my tells who the hair belongs to. The hair belongs to me, right? So I say my hair. If, for example, we're talking about Ludo, I'm going to borrow Ludo. I know he's going to be very happy. Hi, boy. So here's Ludo. Oh, he also has brown hair. Oh, he's very sleepy. He might just sit here. So here's Ludo. Say hi, Ludo. So here's Ludo. He has what color hair? What color is his hair? Brown hair, right? So his is a lighter brown. So he's like a medium brown. I have dark brown hair. So he has brown hair. Let's just type that. Let's see if it works. So he has brown hair. Oh, thank you. So he has brown hair. And so if we just go back and look here, so we use he has brown hair. What adjective? What adjective will we use? Yeah, his, right? So his, what are we talking about? We're talking about his hair. His hair, thank you, Ludo. His hair is brown, right? So there's two ways that we can say these things to tell who possesses something, who has something. And again, have, has, that's part of the job of have, has, is to tell who something belongs to. So I have brown hair. I'm talking about my hair. But I could also say my, right? And you know the hair belongs to me. Just like if I say I have brown hair, you know in that situation, that sentence, the hair belongs to me as well. So our possessive pronouns. So we're going to come down here. Here are some more examples. I'm going to go nice and big here. So examples, I have brown hair. My hair is brown. So I'm saying there's two different sentences here, but the meaning is the same. I'm not saying two different things. My meaning is the same. I'm using different words though to say the same thing. So I have brown hair. My hair is brown. Means the same thing, just different words. You have green eyes. Your eyes are green. Sorry, this is you have green eyes. Your eyes are green. She has a family. Her family is nice. He has an uncle. His uncle is Joe. We have two cousins. Our cousins are Jim and Bob. They have black hair. their hair is black. So couple things here. So you might say, well, if they mean the same thing, you know, why might I choose one or the other? And that's a great question. So I have, let's go with the uncle. He has an uncle. So if I say he has an uncle, the only thing I'm saying in that sentence is that there's an uncle and I have an uncle in my family, right? But if I say his uncle is Joe, so he has an uncle, his uncle is Joe. Sorry, he, not me. He has an uncle. So some guy has an uncle. His uncle is Joe, right? So if I say his uncle, I can tell you who the uncle belongs to, and I can also give you more information about that uncle. In this case, I can tell you what his name is. So the second one, if we use the possessive adjective, and again, make sure when you use a possessive adjective that the other person knows who you're talking about. So if I say, for example, his hair is brown, who am I talking about? You might say, I don't know. And I'll say, oh, I'm talking about Ludo. You just saw him. But you didn't know because I wasn't talking about Ludo first, right? So when you use possessive adjectives, always make sure that the other person understands and knows who you're talking about. So that when you say his hair is brown, you and I both have the same picture, Ludo over here. Yeah, he's asleep now. So always make sure, because if you just say his uncle is Joe, I say, wait, whose uncle? Whose uncle is Joe? Tell me, who are we talking about? So make sure if you say his, let's say, let's just go in and change this. Oops, sorry, other one. He has an uncle. So let's say David has an uncle. There we go. David has an uncle. His uncle is Joe. David has an uncle. His uncle is Joe. So in this situation, I know this is talking about David. Ooh, it wants to move on me. So this is talking about David, right? Just like her family is talking, her is talking about she. Your eyes, you're talking about you. My hair, my talking about I. Jumping down here, our cousins talking about we, and their hair talking about they. And in each case, we're saying what belongs to these subjects here. So I have brown hair, my hair, the hair belongs to I. You have green eyes, your eyes are green, the eyes belong to you, and so on. So we're going to be doing an exercise. So after you finished watching this video, you're going to go and there'll be a couple different parts to the form that I'm going to send you. So the first part will be new hair words. So I'm going to give you some multiple choice, maybe a few type-ins. And I'm going to have you answer questions. So our hair words, these are the colors of hair. These are the lengths. So medium length, long, short. These are also the types. So curly, straight, all of those. Then I'm going to have you do possessives practice. So some of these you might see a picture and I'll say, okay, which one should I use? Should I use her, my, your, his? It'll be nice and simple there. Other parts of it, I might give you two sentences. So I might give you a sentence where I say, I have brown hair, and then blank hair is brown, and you need to tell me what the possessive is. At the very end, I will have you do a short writing. This short writing, and I'll give you a sample, is going to look like this. So I'm going to have you practice just nice and easy. You're going to describe yourself. You're going to tell me about you. And you're going to tell me about your hair and your eyes. I might add one to this. I'm actually going to do that now. Let's There we go. So we'll do hair types also. Little. All right. So I'll ask you 4 things. I was going to ask you 3, but then I added 1. So I have brown hair. My hair is brown. I'm going to have you write it 2 ways, your hair color. Then I want you to tell me if you have short hair or long hair, medium length hair. So I have short hair. My hair is short. Then I want you to tell me the type. I have straight hair. My hair is straight. And then you're going to tell me about your eyes. I have brown eyes. My eyes are brown. Again, if you have any questions about this video, you can comment below. You can send me a message, send me an email. So what you're going to do now is you're going to go back to the Google Classroom now that you're done watching this video, and you're going to go fill out the exercise for this. And again, it's going to be a couple different parts. You're going to go over the new words, the new hair words that we read. You're going to practice with our possessives, so my, your, his, her, all of those. And then I'm going to have you do just a little bit of writing. And I think it would be very helpful if you were to, after you finished your writing, if you were able to read it out loud to yourself. So once you're done with the writing, just looking at it and reading and saying, I have brown hair. My hair is brown. And just going through and reading that. So we'll continue with this a little bit more tomorrow. So we're going to continue talking about what we're going to do is we're going to kind of bring family and hair and looks and all those things together. And then we'll put them both together and use have and has, use our possessives, and we'll continue that throughout this week. So this is the end of this video. So again, if you have questions, please let me know. More to come, and stay tuned.